besties. It is You're Back. I don't know. With the Girls That Get It podcast with your hosts, Ken and Han. And we're back for season 2, baby. Woo! That was a little loud. My bad. But yeah, we're back. And I'm going to turn it over to Kenna to tell the vibes and see what's good. See what we're doing today.
All right, you guys. In good, true Ken and Han fashion, I can't take myself seriously.
That's okay.
That's also very true Ken and Han fashion.
Facts.
Back to on topic though. This episode right here is just going to be a little catch up. We're going to share what we've been doing the past couple months, what we've been up to this year, how we're feeling, and just like retell the tales of the past really 6 months, right?
Yeah, we honestly have not recorded since February, and it is September, so a hot minute. So we have a lot to chat about. I feel like we have so much to chat about, but also nothing at all. Is that just me?
You literally read my mind. Literally, I was like, so much has happened, but that kind of leaves me nothing to share.
No, literally. And also because, like, obviously we've talked within this last 6 months. We haven't spoken since February. No, we've caught up. So I feel like there's so much that's happened that, like, we're going to forget because, like, we've obviously been keeping each other updated, but we need to update the people.
I know. I would say they're the only ones in the dark here.
Yeah, honestly.
What if we just completely fabricated, like, such a false reality? That'd be really fun.
Let's do it. So let's start with how you and I went to Africa and we rode African elephants. And it was actually the craziest experience ever because we ran into our good friend Ellen DeGeneres. You know, she goes to Africa to go see the silverback. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Let's reel it back into reality. I like how you specified that the elephants were African after we already said we were in Africa. Well, you never know. Okay. I don't want to get it twisted.
So that's part one. Country that would have, or continent that would have elephants.
I don't know. There's different species and like breeds of elephants. I just know that we were with the African ones. That's all I know.
In Africa,
just to be specific. All right. Back on track.
Back to the.
What's been up? What's been good? What have you been up to lately? Give us the rundown.
I feel like I have been moving 1,000 miles a minute.
Yeah.
Really this entire year, but especially the last 6 months, I've been on my hustle game. I've been grinding. I really just kind of put my head down and started living.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, I would highly recommend. It was fun to not worry about anything or care about posting and stuff like that. But I think it's a new challenge that I'm ready for again and that I'm excited to hop on and, really do it for myself.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody the other day about like social media and like YouTube in general, and it was somebody who I just met recently, and so they like don't know a lot about like me or what we have done with YouTube or whatever. And I was telling them that we started a YouTube channel like a while ago and blah 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 blah. And they were like, "Oh my god, that's so amazing! Like, are you gonna go viral?" And I was like, "Well." I mean, if it happens, I'm not going to deny it. But also, it ties back to what you were just saying. I told him, I was like, honestly, it's just so fun for me to have these memories and these like experiences to look back on, even if it goes nowhere. It's just like a fun, creative hobby that makes me happy, and I feel like you feel the same way. So
I was
I'm
actually
excited.
Just looking at my.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Are you sure?
No, really, I had nothing to say anyway. It's fine. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I really didn't. I was finishing the thought. I was finishing the thought by saying I'm excited to just like be whatever.
Oh,
back doing this.
Yeah, totally.
Anyway.
I was recently looking at my Instagram, and I don't really look at my own that often, but there's definitely like chunks that I view as chapters, and I realized this chapter it's so short and pictures, and not that it matters, but like I enjoy looking back and saying like I remember this whole era of me, kind of like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I do have my own eras.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to keep adding. I was kind of in my Reputation era, just going a little dark, It could be a lot more dramatic.
Mysterious.
Like,
yeah.
I guess I should get that off my chest. I am in fact a Swiftie, and I think I've been closeting that fact for a long time.
She said, when you, okay, I remember, I don't know when this was. I guess this was like, I guess when you said that you were trying to get tickets to her show in Denver or something.
Yeah.
And then
that was a journey.
That was a journey for one. And for two,
Yeah.
I was like, Kenna, I know that you like Taylor Swift, and I like Taylor Swift too. Like, You're not anti. Her. No. I listened to her like when I was younger. My brother used to really like her when she was like first getting famous. So like I know her stuff, but I'm not like hardcore Swiftie like some of these people. And I think I realized it too when I was in Denver visiting you, which we'll get there because that's part of the update. I was like, Kenna, I think you were obsessed with Taylor Swift, and you were like, I've been on this train, I just haven't told anybody. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't really realize how much that you like. I knew you liked her, but I didn't know that you would consider yourself a Swiftie. So that's new information for me.
I just was denying it, and it was something that I don't even know if I realized until recently because. To your point, I've always been a huge fan of her. I remember when 1989 came out, it was the first album. Not only did I purchase a CD, I listened to every song front to back. Yeah. Know every single word to every single song. Yeah. And
that's when you know.
Obviously albums that like speak to me more than others, but now with the re-recordings coming out, like some of the albums that were before my time, I've gone back and listened to some of them, and I'm like, holy shit. And I just gotta say, I've got mad respect for the woman to put as much effort. Like, if you know me, nothing is more attractive to me than effort. And this girl puts a whole lot of it in it. And she is also like the best at what she does. I just respect it. Like, I want to be my own Taylor Swift in my own life, you know?
Yeah, for sure. She's definitely has a lot going for her, and the fact that she has been able to like make the name for herself in the way that she has is really I respect it, even if I am her fan, but I haven't listened to like her new stuff as much as her older stuff. But she's got it going, and I
can't believe how many bangers she has.
It's
truly astronomical.
She does have a lot of bangers. Well, she has so many songs. She has so many albums. Like
so many. 10.
I just don't even know how after so much time you still can write stuff that like is actually good. Like, I guess that just happens with growth in life, and you're always learning new experiences, and so there's always new stuff that you're going through. But like, good God, I don't even like. I couldn't.
She is
the
never. Queen.
Yeah.
So glad I got that off my chest.
Okay,
I could go on, but
that's
I think we needed to start there.
That was a good start. Speaking of Taylor Swift, really quickly, this is just a sidebar.
Okay.
Have you listened to Olivia Rodrigo's new album?
Okay, I really tried, but
did you not like it?
I only got through the first song, and I just felt like it was a little too teeny bopper for me, and I was like, I can't relate to this anymore, but I'm willing to give it another chance. I didn't get that far.
You got to get past the first song, because the first song is probably my least favorite one, if I'm being quite honest.
Okay.
And I'll tell you this, and maybe this will make you listen to it. There's one song in particular that came on, and I swear to God, when I was listening to it, sure. I was like, wait, why did Taylor Swift just start playing? I'm listening to Olivia Rodrigo. There's one song that is giving massive Taylor Swift energy, and I just think that you would like it. And I think that the rest of this, like further down the album you get, I think it gets better. So you should give it another chance.
Okay, I will, because there's also a lot of back and forth with Olivia used to really, really admire Taylor Swift and like name her as one of her like inspirations. But now I don't know if there's really a feud, but there's lots of like gossip and tea channels talking about how like something must have happened, because I think Taylor sued her or something. I don't know. Something.
Oh, shoot. I don't know.
This is where I'm a Swiftie, but I don't know all the details to everything, because there's a lot of details to a lot of things.
It's like a full-time job to keep up with like celebrities' full-on life stories. So I feel you.
It is. Well, and I guess my last update on the Swiftie era is no, I did not get to go to her show in Denver.
Yeah,
I'm so crushed. And I will be going to one of the North American ones or the European ones.
She said, I will fly to Europe. It's like that TikTok sound that's like, how far are you going to drive for a sneaky link? And it's like, drive, I'll fly.
I'll fly.
That's you with Taylor Swift.
I also do have tickets to see the movie, because she is releasing a movie next month. And I have tickets.
How did I not know about this?
Because you're not a Swiftie. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know these things.
She posted it everywhere.
Is it like a documentary, or is it like
It's like a recording of the concert with a little behind the scenes.
Oh, so like probably similar to
But
like the one Ariana Grande did, maybe.
yeah. And Taylor has done this for all of her like tours, so I just feel like it's going to be like that. And do I happen to have tickets the day after it's released? Maybe. I didn't get opening night tickets because they were sold out, but I really tried.
You
She's
got the
also
next best
really
thing.
bringing back the economy. Like every sorry.
That's funny. No, it's not.
She's just
she's out here
she
doing God's work.
She is. That's all I'll say. I'll shut up so we can move on to the next. But
okay. Well, that was a good segment on Taylor Swift. If you can't tell, Kenna is a fan. Let's see what else has been going on. I guess should we give like our summer updates since we were just talking about like Denver and stuff, and then we can get into like life and school and work updates? Question mark?
I love that train of thought you got.
Okay,
you hit it first because I just kind of rambled.
Okay. So let's see. This past summer, it is September now, and like I said before, the last time we talked was February. So basically, we missed the whole summer. We didn't record at all, which is totally fine because we're back and better than ever. But this past summer was honestly crazy for me. Like I think I mentioned that I was applying to grad school, which I'll get into a little bit later. But I applied, I got in, and I knew I was starting in fall. So I was like, okay, this summer is my last, like, hoorah, my last, like, summer of, not of freedom, but, like, pretty much next summer I'll be in class. And then after that, I graduate, and then it's real life. So I was like, I need to live it up right now while I can before I start school. So I traveled a bunch. I went to New Orleans first, and to be honest, the only reason that I went to New Orleans, and this could be a long story, so I'll try to keep it short, was that my brother and I had bought tickets to see Drake in concert because on the theme of people obsessed with people, I'm obsessed with Drake. We all know this about me. This is not a secret. This is not new information. And he released tour dates, and the closest and most reasonable priced was New Orleans. And so we were like, boom, roasted. Let's go to New Orleans. Let's have fun. Let's like get ticket. We'll see Drake and also see New Orleans because I'd never been. And I was like, kill two birds with one stone. So long story short, he ended up rescheduling the New Orleans show for like a random Wednesday in September that I knew I wasn't going to be able to go to. But we already bought hotels and tickets that were non-refundable. So we were like, well, we're just going to go to New Orleans anyway for the long weekend and have fun. So that's what we did. It was a lot of fun. We did all the classic New Orleans things, went to Bourbon Street, did all of that. Amazing food, like some of the best food ever and some of the best live music ever. So that is like my general synopsis of New Orleans. It was a great time. 10 out of 10 recommend.
I'm jealous. I haven't made it down there yet, and it's on the list for sure.
You need to go.
Sure at some point, but actually, not to switch it back to good old Taylor Swift.
Oh my god!
One of the shows
is in New Orleans.
Is in New Orleans.
Oh, nice.
And I have a friend that has tickets, so we're debating between New Orleans or Indianapolis. And sorry, but you know, could be me. Could be me
New Orleans. I don't know anything about Indianapolis, but New Orleans.
It's not up to us. It's like
it's just up to life.
Yeah, well, John has tickets, and he's trying to decide what show he wants to go to, or if he wants to go to both.
Oh, okay.
And one show he's going to bring two other friends, plus his boyfriend, and then me and Caitlin are going to go to whichever show he doesn't go to.
Oh, so like, I see.
Or, I don't know. It's just up in the air.
It's up in the air, yeah. I feel that. Well, if you end up going to New Orleans, that'd be fun, because they have great food, and just it's a good time. Yeah. So there was that, and then I went to Seattle afterwards, which Seattle has a very special place in my heart. I love Seattle. I still have dreams of living there someday, and it still might happen. We never know. It's Seattle and New York are like the two places that like I want to live so bad and feel like I never will, but also feel like I might. I don't know. That was a really random, like that train of thought doesn't necessarily make sense, but it's just kind of how it is. You know?
I feel like there might be some stuff to unpack there. Maybe later we can get into it.
Maybe we can get into that in a little bit. But yeah, so I went to New Orleans for just a weekend, Seattle for like a month. And my uncle lives there, so I stayed with him, and I just kind of hung out and pretty much just vibed. That was really it, and it was a great time. I was really excited to spend more than a weekend there because there's just so much to do and so much to see. Even in a month, I didn't get to do it all. So that was a lot of fun, and I already want to go back. Every time I go somewhere like that, I'm just like, I want to go. The more time I spend there, the more I want to go back and go back and go back. So that was a lot of fun, and
I'm
definitely
not getting this about Denver.
Well, I'm not there yet.
Okay.
I ain't there yet.
I'll wait my turn.
So that was great, and you need to go to Seattle because
I do. It's on the list.
That's just necessary for you. I think you would love it. And so there was that, and then I went to Denver after that, and let me just say, how long was I there? Like 10 days?
Yeah, like a week and a half.
Something like that. 11, 12 days, a week and a half. To see Kenna, obviously, because she lives in Denver, and that was a lot of fun because that was like the closest thing we have ever been to like living together. Like, I don't know. I was there for more than just 3 days, so like we didn't see each other 24/7 because obviously you were working still, and I was like doing school stuff. But it was a lot of fun. And what was I gonna say? What did we even do? Should we talk about that?
Dangerous motherfucking duo. That's all I know. If we lived in the same town, it would be dangerous.
It would be, especially both of us being single. I just know that we would fuck shit up.
I'm glad you touched on that.
Oh, yeah, is that...
We really would.
Yeah, no, it would. I feel like we were talking about this the other day, and not that we're going to live in New York, but just like when that era exists, like when Kenna was living in New York and I would visit her, even when I had a boyfriend, the energy was just different.
Oh.
It was just different. So
honestly,
I'm just
some of the best times.
I know. I'm just picturing that level of like vibes with us both being single and just in our like thriving and growing eras. That just would be unstoppable.
I know. You got to come here because I feel like we need that third person, and I feel like Jenny is that person.
Yeah, she is.
She
is. I love her.
She's that girl. And I feel
really
like she would complement the energy.
I think she would too.
You know? Especially for getting after it.
Yeah, definitely.
But truth be told, the trip to Denver was just a quality good time. I feel like
I think
obviously we're in our whatever era we want to call it, but I think we're also kind of just at a place where we enjoy what we enjoy. It's not really putting on a show anymore. We're close enough where it's like, I just want to sit here and scroll on TikTok for a little bit. I'm going to need you to be cool with that, and vice versa.
Yeah, for sure.
We did get after it though, in the sense we went the first weekend that she was here. We went to Silverthorne, Breckenridge, Vale, and then drove back. It was a whole day.
Whole tour.
Whole tour.
It was a long day, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad we got to see that and spend that time. If you've ever been to Colorado, I feel like it's so important to go to those mountain towns in the winter and the summer. Like, two different vibes, even though it's the same thing, and both are just as special. Like, there's so much to do in both climates.
Yeah, I want to go to Vail so bad in the winter. I just imagine it being like a picturesque like winter village.
It is. And obviously all of those like ski towns are very luxurious, very high end.
Yeah.
Not even in the sense that they're unattainable, but it's like they just know they can make the dollar for it, so they charge the dollar for it.
For sure.
But it just makes it all so cute and quaint, and it's clean and it's pristine, and like it's got that rustic cabiny feel to it, which I have become obsessed with. So even if you're not in like a rustic cabin, whatever,
still that vibe.
It's just a good vibe.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
And I have been enjoying the time outdoors. I work in an office, obviously, so I feel like it's fun for me to spend time outside. So we went on a hike and just bopped around town and spent a good amount of time outside. And then the second weekend we popped up to Boulder, and I've been to Boulder. I've had clients' homes in Boulder. I've like driven through. I've gone on hikes, but I haven't spent a whole lot of time in like on Pearl Street, which is the main kind of vibe there.
Yeah.
And so Hannah and I just did Pearl Street when she was here. So that was really fun. A lot more accessible drive time wise, like literally a blink of an eye.
It was a lot closer. It felt like we were there in 5 minutes compared to the other one. But yeah, no, that was cute, and I thought that was fun too. Shout out to that store. What's that store called that had all the like cute stuff? I forgot.
It's like Pepper something.
Peppercorn?
Maybe
Is
it's
that what it was?
peppercorn.
Something like that.
I was just telling Jenny about that the other day, and I was like, I gotta take you because she's only been in Denver or to the Springs.
Really?
And I was like, Jen, the Springs
She needs to get out and see the world.
I know.
I mean, she's in Denver, so who am I to say? But
I know. And we do well in Denver, but she moved here and initially moved to the Springs, and after being to the Springs,
you're like,
no. I mean, it's
That's
great
funny.
in the sense of like you can commute to Denver. It's really not that far. It is a boring freaking drive with nothing to see.
Yeah.
But like it's kind of run down. You didn't hear it from me.
That's a hot take. Well, it's not that hot of a take. I didn't know anything about the place. I don't know anything about the place. I've just heard that it's springy. I don't know.
The only thing it is not spring. The only thing left down there I still really want to do, which I could be persuaded. I'm easily persuaded, but there's the Pikes Peak like train. I want to do that. Other than that, I'm okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we had a great time in Denver. We would go to dinner after I'd get off work. We started watching and completed The Summer I Turned Pretty. Which we have, should we recap that for a little bit? Because that was our identity those 2 weeks was,
oh my God, it really
Conrad,
was.
Jeremiah, because she hadn't started it. And it's one of those things, you guys, that I feel like when you tell people you're watching it as like a grown adult, they're like,
it's like you're
watching that
crap. Yeah,
and then she got hooked and she was like, can we please go home to watch The Summer I Turned Pretty?
Yeah, no, literally, that was the highlight. I completely forgot about that. And when the episodes came out like weekly, so we didn't get to finish it all, and then we would like we would talk about it like each week when the episode came out. That was so fun. Oh my gosh, maybe should we talk about that in the next episode? I don't know.
Let's just see how things go. Maybe now, maybe later.
Okay.
At some point. But I'll say it also kind of like hits home for us because it was filmed in our hometown.
Yes, that's a big reason why it was so fun for us to watch. And also just the drama is fun sometimes to watch. You know, it's just like a not too serious show. It's fun, it's easy to watch, and it's like you get hooked. So
yeah, and I think they did a really great job of like portraying experiences. I would say almost every high schooler / like coming of age person goes through. Sure. And like almost to a T, and it almost hurt us sometimes. We were like, damn,
we would look at each other and
through
be
that
like,
with so and so, or
like
being in college and struggling to be friends with my hometown friends, or thinking I could do a relationship that I don't know, whatever it was real. Like either we had gone through it, one of us, or we knew people and like had witnessed it second. I don't know, just it was good.
Yeah, no, it was definitely good. I am just praying that the third season is not like, I hope that it comes out sooner than later, but I guess I'll be patient.
I mean, it might be a while for everyone. That's why we're coming back, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. We saw the strike and thought it's time for us to act.
This could be our big break. So yeah, that trip was a lot of fun. It was like Kenna said, it was just good quality time, and I really liked the time we spent together. And actually, I guess I'll see you again Christmas if you come home. Which, do you even know if you are? That's a different topic. I'm just curious because I haven't heard any updates about that.
They released a new statement at work, and it's either, not to dive too deep into it, they're making everyone work either the day before or after Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And I was like, listen, I'll do whatever you want me to do, but I would love to have both the day before and after Christmas, because either way I'd be traveling on Christmas. And then specifically if I got I had to work Christmas Eve and then got to go home on Christmas.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to be back for New Year's or New Year's Eve. And I'm like, it takes a whole day to travel one way and back. Like, I don't know. I just pleaded my case, and I hope, because I requested that time off anyway before they sent that maybe they would be
that they'll honor
gracious.
It, maybe.
Yeah. And they're really nice to me and have always made it work for me, because I'm willing to work New Year's and Thanksgiving to have Christmas. And I'm flexible on what days that is. I just would like to be home Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the day after. I'll do whatever you want otherwise, but
yeah.
So we'll see. Which truthfully, I've also prepped my mom for this too. If I have to work like the day after Christmas or the day before Christmas and then come back for New Year's, I don't know if I'm coming home then. I don't know if that's a smart use of money. or time, and I'd rather just come early January or come
Yeah.
for New Year's. I don't know. I don't really want to spend New Year's in Wilmington. Not that
Yeah.
I would do anything. It's just like not the vibes.
No, I know. Yeah. Well, we know how we feel about New Year's anyway.
We should
That's what we're talking.
actually do. You know my thoughts. You already.
What?
I don't even have to plead my case.
No, I know the thought. Yeah,
I
you don't have to.
know.
I know it.
Right. We should at
Mm.
least, if we don't go out and do anything, like FaceTime.
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
We will. Okay. So that's that. And then
Sorry, I
guess
didn't want everyone to hear our plans.
no, we're good. You're good. It's fine. It's really just my mom and your mom listening that matters. So they get the update firsthand.
No, I think people watch.
No, they
if
do
there's
watch.
one thing we know, Hannah, is
They
that they
do be
watch.
watching. They watch, but in secret. They don't want us to know.
I wouldn't
they
either.
Snooping. Yeah, true. That's fair. Okay, so
Sorry.
summer, yeah, Denver, that was great. And then I went to Aruba afterwards.
Oh my gosh, why do I forget about her?
Yeah, she was just a little hidden gem, just a little casual vibe. I went to Aruba with my family. Every year we try to go somewhere, and my dad tries to take us somewhere on vacation. So we went to Aruba this past year, and it was honestly amazing. Every time I go to Aruba or an island in the Caribbean, it makes me want to live there and just like work at a beach bar and just live my best life. Because for one, the people on that island are genuinely the nicest people you will ever meet in your life. And two, they're the happiest people you will ever meet in your life. It's like there's not like they are just happy to be alive. And I was just like, wow, this is a real change of pace, which like I get there's different cultures involved there and like
Sure.
there's a lot of different factors of life that affect that, but they're just so happy and so nice, and it's just such a good vibe all the time. And it was just a lot of fun. We really just like hung out at the beach. We did like a few activities, like we rode ATVs. What else did we do? We rode horses, just some fun stuff like that.
Oh, I've been wanting to ride horses.
It's a lot of fun. You should. I've kind of low key. I'm not a horse girl because I never grew up like riding horses or with horses. I've really only ridden them on vacation. But like I would low key have a farm with a horse. I don't know if I'd be the one to take care of it, but like it'd be kind of a vibe.
I've been kind of thinking that too recently. I've been really kind of into cows and horses. So
yeah,
if you catch me with a farm,
don't
forget I was a city girl.
Yeah, right. But that was just a lot of fun, good quality family time. And now I'm back and now I'm in school, which I will get into in a little bit, but I just talked for a while. So that was basically my summer update. What were you up to this summer? I think you really were just grinding.
I was grinding. I have had several visitors.
That's true.
My dad came to visit in June, and with that, he brought my new car.
I forgot.
How could you forget?
I don't know.
That's a huge upgrade for me, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I have been driving. I don't want to say beaters by any means because they don't look bad, but they are old.
Right.
And also problematic. I have not had like an unproblematic car probably my entire life. And if there's one thing I would like anyone to know out there of me is I don't do car stuff.
Yeah.
It's not for me. I will say I'm the most resourceful and independent woman you could ever imagine, Miss America. But when it comes to my car breaking down, I do expect someone else to do that for me, and I don't handle it well. I like the worst of me comes out. It's just not for me. It's not.
Yeah, that's
for
not
me.
A pretty sight to see. You don't want to be in Kenneth's crossfire if something bad happens to her car.
No. The week my car died, I was at work trying to leave, and literal smoke came out of the hood of my engine.
That's terrible.
And so I drive it for a couple days, and I'm like, it's fine. It just smoked for a little bit. And I called my dad, absolutely cursing him out, which I don't like to do and don't do often. But I was just like, what do I do? People are looking at me. I feel stupid. This is my place of business.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
And I also just never thought that would happen. I take, honestly, better care than most people do of their car. So it sucks to like...
When you take the extra step to be like, treat your things nicely, of course these things happen to you.
Yes. And so then a couple of days later I was driving home from work and I'm at a red light, foot on the brakes, and then I go to press the gas and my foot hits the floorboard and my car does not move. And
I'm sorry, that's not funny, but I'm just picturing like the disbelief.
I didn't know that could happen. I literally did not know that could happen. And thankfully we were on a slight incline so I could roll to the side.
Yeah.
And then I just parked my car and called AAA and had my friend come pick me up.
Yeah.
And then I had about a month without a car. So
that was the time and not a good time. I remember like asking you like, so what's the update with your car? And you're like, I still don't know. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like especially being in a city, it's really hard not to have a car.
Yeah. When my dad was here, because he came twice, I'll get to that, but he made a comment the second time and was like, he's like, when I come to Denver, I spend a lot of time in a car. And I was like, yeah, this isn't Manhattan, buddy. I'm driving everywhere.
Yeah, you're not walking or taking subway. No. Like, it's not.
So, and then I went through a long process of thinking I would get a car through CarMax, and then truthfully just had an awful experience and would not recommend it. And I know so many people that have had great experience with it, but mine was just not great. So
that is so sad because I had an amazing experience with them, but I guess
every time I tell someone that that's my experience, they're like, I had great. No,
maybe it's the Denver car.
We're not great.
CarMax. Or no, it was not the Denver CarMax. It was wasn't it the one in Wilmington?
No. I ended up having to get my car from the Audi dealer in Wilmington because it was the exact make, model, year
same thing
of the one I was looking at here in Colorado. But the whole point of me getting it in Colorado was just to eliminate some of that paperwork, the effort, the drive, the wear on the car. So yeah.
Dang.
But I finally have a new car.
Thank goodness. Hallelujah.
Needed it. It's a huge investment. It's very nice. It's nicer than I ever thought I'd have at this point in my life.
Yeah.
It is a push to start, and I joke with all my friends that my entire life I've always had a key to turn.
Yeah. That's when you know you've upgraded, is when you just had to push a button to start the car.
I know. I don't have a stupid aux cord. I have actual Bluetooth.
That's crazy. That's a life-changing thing right there.
And most importantly, I have tan leather seats, and that was my number one
on the priority list.
Everything else I was flexible on because when my brother gave me his car, he had a black leather interior, and having blonde hair and how much I shed.
Oh my God, it gets everywhere.
My car looked so dirty, and even my apartment has like dark brown floors. And when the sun comes in, just hair.
It just hits the light. You can see it. Looks like a golden retriever would be living in there.
I know. So I'm constantly vacuuming because I joke that I don't have a dog, but I have enough hair for one. So
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that was a big step for me. And was kind of a time. I'm really thankful and shout out to my friends because I think I maybe had to Uber to and from work maybe 5 times in like a month and a half.
That's great. That's nice.
And it was typically just one way, not both, where if you remember last year when I started my job, I got in a car accident, so didn't have a car for a month.
Yep.
And I had to get a rental because I didn't know anyone well enough to ask, like, can you drive me to work every day?
Yeah.
So shout out to my friends because they had to get up early and come get me, and they always offered to, not
right. You weren't like, no, you have to do this. No, that's really nice of them to help you out when you were in need.
Yes, 100%. And then, work has really been kind of a roller coaster in a way. I still truly love what I do every single day and the people I do it with, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. But there definitely has been some trying times with just staff and having enough people and certain people stepping up, certain people maybe not stepping up, and then just changes within the business, and that's inevitable. My best friend, and we met as coworkers, but we became like really good friends. And when I say best friend, I mean my best friend here.
Yeah.
She announced this summer that she is moving back to Chicago. And I just feel like all summer has been like the farewell tour for us.
Yeah.
Every weekend we're like, oh, we don't have that much more time left. So we would go do something and just make all these memories. And I also ran a half marathon with her.
That's right.
I completely forgot.
That felt like a year. Like it feels like yesterday, but also a year ago at this point.
I've been kind of itching to do another one, which is crazy to say. And don't let her hear that.
That could never be me.
But I've always enjoyed running, but I don't think I've ever loved it. And still don't know if I do, but it's a nice challenge. And so just spending time with her and spending my time with great people has really just helped me become so happy and content and like driven to get to where I want to go in life.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what my summer's been about. Jenny and I have done a lot of stuff, like made a lot of memories. We've welcomed new people into the team at work, so that's been exciting to become not a veteran by any means, but I'm not the new guy
You're not the
anymore.
newbie anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to
That's a
do
good
trainings not only internally for our Denver team, but company wide. They've asked me to do some things for like people in my role. So like that's really special. And I don't know, I'm just so fulfilled by it. And I know people think don't make work your life. And I don't think mine necessarily is. But if it was, I wouldn't be upset because I love what I do.
Yeah. Well, they say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
You tell them, man. You tell them, because that was something I tell this story at work sometimes to people. I remember being in the 5th grade crying to my mother being like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. And so now every day I think I'm just so grateful, and they actually call me Captain Gratitude at work because they're like, she always has a positive spin on things. She's always just so happy.
Yeah.
And like even breaking it down to like the silliest little of things to be grateful for, like life is so good. So, I mean, team grateful. It's been a summer of gratefulness.
Good. That's a good quality to have for sure. So
yeah,
and it's good to have things to be grateful for.
Totally. It helps like on the bad days that happened this summer, or just like
in
with
general.
changes and going out. And even today I said goodbye to Nicole as she goes to Chicago. I know.
It's so sad.
There wasn't a day where sure I was sad about it or thought about it, but like I knew it's not the end. Like I just know. Like
yeah, you'll see her again.
I'll see her again, and we have made such the most of the time. There's no regrets. There's no looking back and saying I wish I would have done this. And
for sure. And you guys are still friends. Just because she's moving doesn't mean you'll never speak again. There is FaceTime and phone calls for a reason.
Yeah. Well, and I still talk about her every single day at work. I still advocate for all the things she fought for and like stood for, and like that's not gonna stop just because she's not there. Like she worked really hard.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was summer. I've also not taken trips by any means, but like I've gotten around the state of Colorado.
Yeah. Didn't you go to Aspen for work the other day?
Yeah, I did go to Aspen for the first time for work, which was great because Aspen is really expensive and I didn't have to pay.
Yeah.
Obviously I was working, so it wasn't like
a full
super
on. Yeah.
But it was so fun. We got to go to some fun dinners. I got to see the town and see some wonderful homes and meet some wonderful people. It was also a great opportunity for me work-wise to help grow my network and learn more about the company and the different roles within the company. So that was great. I will say it's probably my favorite ski town that I've been to.
Yeah.
But it's also the most expensive. And
I feel like it's hard to beat. It's
there's just so much charm there. Something about Vail and Breckenridge is that it's, well, maybe more so Vail, in my opinion, it's a little bit more new. It seems a little bit more commercial, where when you go to Aspen, like you can see like it's like cobblestone pavement, like very historic architecture, and that's something through work I've grown to really appreciate, and I love that charm and character. So I vibe with it
for sure.
And then after that work trip, my dad came to visit. So second time this summer. This time he flew out instead of driving. The first trip was really car focused and we just got all that squared away. And then second time was more for fun. And I've got to say, this was one of my favorite times with my dad in a really long time. I don't think, well, obviously my parents made an effort to go see Colton when he moved to Boston. Right. And he had a little bit more tenure as far as like being out of the house because I came back home after I graduated. Yeah. And so we didn't carve out time for me to do necessarily like specific stuff because I was just there all the time. We just would go. So like doing the things that we enjoyed, and I love, like people always ask, are my parents together, because they visit me separately. And I really enjoy that they visit me separately because I get to spend like 3 full days with my dad doing things my dad and I love together. Yeah. And when my mom comes, I can spend 3 full days with her of doing
different things that you guys. Yeah. No, it's nice. It's good to be able to spend the quality time with each individual parent.
Yeah, so we just had the best time laughing, catching up. I took him to Garden of the Gods. And that was fun. We went golfing one day. I whooped his butt.
Oh yeah, that's fun. I'm glad you guys got to do that.
Yeah, we bopped around town. He helped me do some errands and just that quality time. And that's one thing about both my parents. Even though there's things we each like to do, as I've gotten older, and maybe it's just with everyone, I just enjoy the quality time.
Yeah.
We watched like a golf documentary on Netflix. Like we just, did all the things.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of fun. I'm glad that he was there for fun and not to like bring like I'm glad you got to see him for like a more fun trip than the car trip.
Yeah, I was a little nervous with him coming back so soon. I was like, because we still did a little bit while he was here for the car, not as much, but I was like, oh crap, I got to entertain again. But it turned out to be great. But I'm honestly really excited for my mom to come because she hasn't come since she moved me out here last year. So it's been longer since I've seen her, even though I saw her at Christmas. But we'll get to do like different stuff. So excited for that. She's coming.
Do the ice cream tour.
I know. I got to do that. She's coming not this weekend, but next weekend.
Oh, that's soon.
Yeah, it's the weekend actually of your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
And then my birthday's after that, so then we're just keeping it rolling.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I still need to figure out what you want for your birthday.
Me too, man.
I don't know what the heck to get you. Anyway, that's a different topic.
Okay, yeah. So that's my summer update.
Good. I'm glad that you had fun amongst your grinding hours that you put in for work. It's good to have a balance.
It was a big realization of like, not that there is no more summer, because some people's jobs, whether you're a teacher, whether you're in the military, like you still get certain time off in the summer. As a corporate America girly that I am, it's not the reality.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I would rather have time off at a different point in the year than summer.
Yeah.
And I can take a long weekend here and there. But it's like, dang. It's just 365 days. It's not like school.
There's no set time of where like this is going to be your next break. It's kind of just like maybe you get to take off here and there whenever you can, but there's no structure to like the days off or anything.
Yeah. Well, I'm thankful I had the mindset I did about it, because so many people, I think, really struggle transitioning to work life.
Yeah.
Where you don't get long weekends. You don't get every holiday off. You sometimes have to work the weekends. Like, work is just work, and that's just life, and it's how you deal with it. And to your point, if you love what you do, it's not a big deal. But I see so many people like really like live for the weekends and live for like the Labor Days, the Memorial Days, because they get to go like booze it up. And I just was like, I've always been a little fulfilled by more than that. And even though I love a good trip and I love vacation, but I'm thankful at this age I don't live for the weekend. I live every day the same.
Yeah, that's nice. That's great. A lot of people cannot say that they live life like that, so that's something to be proud of for sure. Okay, let's see. Really, all else I have to talk about is my grad school update.
Oh yeah, hit us with it, bestie.
So I guess we'll go there real quick for a minute. So I said earlier that I applied to grad school back like around January, February-ish. And I don't even really remember where this like idea came from. I kind of was just like, well, I've always thought about going to grad school after undergrad, like for a while, for like maybe the last year of my undergrad, when I was thinking about like what I wanted to do. It was always in the back of my head. Because I've always liked school in the sense that like I like having structure and I like having a routine and I like having like something to give me purpose, because for a while I struggled with like what that was, and I still do, honestly. So it was like something that I'm just being real. It was
no, I love it, bestie. That's huge.
So it was always something that like I was like, okay, school's easy because obviously you know what you're doing, you know where you're going, and you know what's happening. And plus I mean, I kind of enjoy it. It's kind of fun sometimes. Obviously there's moments where I'm like, this is awful, like everything else. But I enjoy it. So I was thinking like maybe I'll go to grad school. I don't really know what for though, because I like don't have a specific career that I'm like trying to attain. But I just knew that my undergrad degree, which was psychology, that like you can't really do much with it unless you get more education, unless I just wanted to do like a sales job, which I didn't want to do. So I kind of was like, okay, I think I need to go to grad school and I want to go to grad school. So I applied at a couple places, but really the main place that I wanted to go was App State. I guess that's fine. I can say where I'm going. It's not that serious. I was about to be like, I don't want to say where I'm going to school. Someone's going to stalk me, but like, whatever. It's fine. It's App State.
We can cut it if we need.
No, it's okay. It's okay. The place that I really wanted to go was in the mountains, and I applied and I got in. And so now here I am, and I am getting my MBA, and that's really all there is to it. So I am excited. I mean, I don't know what to say. I feel like I'm back in orientation when they're like, tell us your name, tell us why you want to get an MBA, and tell us like what you're hoping to take away, or like whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is what, your second week? Third week?
Guess third. It's Monday, so third.
Yeah, it's early.
I know, it's a journey. And really I chose an MBA because I think that it will give me a broad range of skills and like places to go from here. Whereas psychology is kind of like you either do that or you don't.
Yeah.
But there's not really much to it. So I think that this will be good for me in the sense that it'll open up a lot more doors that might not have before. And also, to be quite honest, I was like, I just need more time to decide what the heck I want to do with my life, if we're being real. I know that there are other people out there who have gone to more school because of this reason. So don't be acting like you're not, peeps.
Are you saying that about specifically the MBA program or just grad school in general?
Just grad school in general.
Okay.
Yeah. Because realistically,
you could have picked a longer one.
Oh gosh, no, I'm not trying to be a doctor or anything crazy. I need more time, but not 4 years.
Not 4 years. How about 6?
No. Gosh, no, I could not do that. I don't know how
he's gonna do it.
I don't know either. Shout out to freaking him, because Colton, Kenna's brother, is literally about to be in school for the next 30 years of his life, basically.
Yeah, he was joking. He's like, I'm gonna be 30 by the time I'm done, and I'm like, God bless you, because it's not me.
I know. He should be set though once he gets there, but
yeah, he's gonna change the world.
The journey to get there is
he's
hard.
gonna listen and laugh one day. He
for sure is. He will be thriving. I'm not even worried about him. Yeah. He'll be good. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, and so what?
I didn't even share. I went to Boston.
Oh yeah.
I was just thinking about him because we called last night.
Yeah, you did go to Boston. When was that?
Yeah, that was in May.
Yeah, I was gonna say June. That was May.
Yeah, that was prior. Oh, well, okay, sorry. You continue.
You're good. You're good.
Stuff the group.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I with the last month has just kind of been like moving, packing, getting here, getting settled, starting class, and now I'm kind of like at the place where I'm more settled into my apartment. It's coming together. It's not quite exactly perfect yet, because that obviously takes time. But I actually like have a couch. I have furniture. I'm not like my mattress isn't on the floor anymore.
Right.
And like it kind of feels more like an apartment that somebody lives in, which is good. And I think I've had 2 full, or no, maybe I've had 3 weeks of class. No. Yeah, actually, I think I've had 3 full weeks of class. So I'm kind of like now at the point where it's like we're in a routine. I'm getting to know the people in my classes. I'm starting to make some of those people in my classes are becoming my friends. Like a couple of them I've hung out with outside of class, which is nice and fun to like actually develop those friendships. And that's another topic which I want to get into in the next podcast, is how making friends as an adult. And I made a TikTok about this the other night.
Yes, I did see. Okay, can we just talk about how you've been popping up on the TikTok recently?
I'm trying, man.
She's doing good stuff. I need to check today. I haven't checked.
I am trying. What did I post today? I posted one thing today, I think.
She said I did indeed post today, so go like and subscribe.
Yeah, I mean, please like and subscribe. I will take all the support I can get.
I'm trying to get on payroll, so please like and subscribe.
I know, right? No, that's the ultimate goal.
That's the ultimate goal.
So yeah, I'm just kind of in the place now where I'm like navigating life as I'm living alone for the first time, which is a dream come true, and also like kind of not scary, but like it's less scary and more like I don't know, you're alone. It's just you. It's all you. You come home and it's you. That's it, you know? It's like coming to terms with like life, like you're really, I don't know, just like being independent and like only having yourself to rely on is kind of like a huge thing, which I know you've been through and experienced already. And so I'm kind of going through that phase and just like learning what I like to do alone and yada yada, all that stuff. So that is the journey that I'm on now. And so far I've been happy with my choice. I think that this will be a fun and good and enlightening experience for me. So
Hell yeah, brother.
hell yeah, brother. That's what I'm up to over here these days. So yeah, that's my vibe. I don't know what else you want to touch on, but that's really all I got to say about that.
No, that's a great update. There's so many things that you just talked about that I want to dive deeper on, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be patient.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
let it
do
unfold.
a little teaser for the next ep. Because I feel like that's a good way to wrap it.
I think so
you
too.
know?
Yeah.
I'm bummed I missed my Boston brief, but let's just say it was a great trip.
Great
trip, guys.
Yeah.
I did post on Instagram, so if you want to see the highlights,
like and subscribe.
Good old gram and check it out. But yeah, that's really gonna wrap us up. This was so good to be back, and before filming this, we were like, I'm not really excited to film. Let's cut this one short, and here we are, almost an hour in, and we could probably keep going if we really wanted to.
I feel like this always happens.
We kind of crushed it though.
I think this was good, right?
Say I'm the shit or anything, but we kind of killed it.
It was great. Like and subscribe, please. Show the love.
Yeah. So, as she said in the beginning, this is the Girls That Get It podcast. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts. YouTube. Well, you can also watch us on YouTube, but
yes,
Spotify, Apple Podcast, Anchor. I don't know. You do what you need to do, but you should give us a review and rate us 5 stars and then write us a review. Sorry, got that one twisted.
Yes. Tongue twisted. That's okay. We getting back into it.
If you didn't know, we hinted at a few times, we are going to be recording another episode right after this. So that's right. 2 weeks in a row. Crazy. But stay tuned
for the content.
And the next one's going to be even better than this one. So just
the
stay
next
tuned.
one's going to be so good, you guys. You need to listen. Watch it be awful. Like, watch us record it
No,
and be like,
it's gonna
that was
be
terrible.
Great.
No, it is going to be great. They're always great. Yeah, it's the best. Okay.
But we will see you in that episode real soon.
Bye.
Bye. Even the bye was in sync, you guys. Come on.